So I did get a chance to go see Sinners, and I am so ready to do this decode for our Lilith's interlude. So if you have not, tap in, make sure you bookmark this because this will be a series or a thread depending on where you're watching from. And yeah, get in the comments, let me know your thoughts. Let's just see where this takes us. I really enjoyed the movie, and I have been kind of meticulously putting together my thoughts on it. So yeah, join me on this little session, okay? Try and talk. So the very first thing I noticed was the red pill, blue pill aspect. Like it kind of tied into the matrix. When you see smoke and stack in red and blue, that lets me know that this is about a journey. This is about being somewhat at a crossroads and making a decision. Okay, the movie itself was poetry in motion, and I was very fond of the little hints and the things that Ryan Coogler was able to put into the movie, as well as Michael B. Jordan's like portrayal of both of his energies, his shadow and his light. And I think that also plays a part in Mary as well, and we're gonna get into her with the dark feminine energy and that shifting. How can you nurture that? How can you be proud to walk in your shadow? So yeah, we're gonna tap into that because if you think of it, like smoke, okay, he becomes this person and he moves forward into the ancestor realm, and then you have Stack, and I'm just like, okay, so let's break down what becomes of Stack and what becomes of Mary, and how can we also walk through that journey or that dark night of the soul to get where we're going, because there are some of us that have chose the red pill, and I will break that down a little bit. Or hell, the red pill has been chosen for us within our family lineage, so we really don't have a choice. So we got to figure out how to alchemize and transmute that energy. You know what I'm saying? So this is for those two. I feel like it's for the Medusas, it's for the Shangos, it's for the Oguns, it's for the Maman Brigitte, it's for like those energies, the Assets, the Osiris, and the Ra, the sets, and you know what I'm saying? Like, so you get my point. Like light, dark, dark, shadow, light, you feel me? So I like the idea that there is a choice, and some of us have a choice by proxy. Some of us just have a choice in terms of again how we could transmute and move through that energy to still become our higher selves. It reminds me of the fall of the House of Usher, and we've gotten into that a little bit, but yeah, I dig that. And even the Sammy point at the end where he does make a choice, and a lot of us that are coming up out of our um, religious constraints and learning more now, we are saying, okay, well, this feels like being caged as well. So how do we go about this? How do we pursue our freedom? And I feel like Sammy kind of plays a part into that as well. I like when he asked him, like, did you have a good day? Like, how did you, did it mean anything to you? And when Stack and was like, yes, it was the last time I saw the sun and the last time I was able to see my brother. And a lot of us have gone through that, like, to tap into what does it mean for those of us who at one point we did take the red pill, and now we are somewhat working within the shadows, or our families have chosen that path for us, and again we have to transmute that energy. Like, what does that mean for you, in terms of reincarnating for your lineage during this time to do the work you're supposed to be here doing, right? I think a lot of us avoid that. A lot of us, like, everybody's not Smoke. Some of us are Stack. Everybody's not Annie. Some of us are Marys. So what becomes of that? And I also like the idea of Mary tying into like Mary Magdalene, or like the Isis energy. You know what I'm saying? Reaching back and pulling from a like the idea of like a twin flame, or like some sort of soul journey that you're meant to walk with a particular energy, right? And again, this is both also listed in like yin and yang, or feminine and masculine energy, which y'all know we don't really talk on gender. We speak in feminine and masculine energy. So you can look at Stack and Mary as an extension of that, right? Like the feminine, masculine energy of the dark goddess and the dark gods, like Hades, Pluto. Like these are just simply spaces and places that still have work to do. Some of us do work in the shadows, and some of us do make that commitment to. I think about it like Chiron, like the wounded healer, or heavy eighth house or 12th house placements. You get what I'm saying? Like some of us, that's just written in our charts, and we do have to walk that stack and marry journey. You know, like I said, all of us aren't smoked, all of us aren't Annies. That doesn't mean that we don't have mm, the journey to go on. We don't have the lessons to be learned and things to be taught, and that doesn't mean that the ones that work within the shadows aren't able to be guides as well. You know, because they still had some form of empathy. Like they had a plan. If you saw it, they weren't trying to hurt Annie and Smoke. They were trying to bring them with them. Not saying that was necessarily correct, but that's not really what we focused on. We focused on the themes themselves. Like, okay, these people, these energies weren't just like all encompassed, selfish and egotistical. They felt like maybe, you know, due to the circumstances, why not walk this journey with us, right? But yes, this is heavy on choices, heavy on crosswords energy, and yeah, let me